Hey guys, this is Chani Otwani and welcome back to my channel. And today we have Mr. Sujit with us. Hi Sujit.
Hey Chandni.
Hi. And he is working in one of the best networking company, that is Juniper. And let's see what he has to talk about networking and how he can help all of us. So Sujit, can you tell about yourself? What do you do currently?
Sure. Hey friends, I hope you all are doing well. Let me introduce myself. I am Sujit. I did my engineering on electronics and telecommunication, and after my engineering I took my first job at Cisco as a functional test engineer, and after Cisco I joined my second company at Ericsson as a system test engineer, and after Ericsson currently I am in Juniper Networks as a solution consultant.
It really looks very interesting. Networking, when I got to know this term networking, it sounds more complex and complicated. And when me as a person, non-IT, when I think of networking, it is more of wires, and all crisscross. So how it is for you? Why networking?
Okay, so let me tell you everything that we do today. Either you surf mobile, you watch a movie in your laptop or your smart TV, you call to your friends or your parents. Everything is working from internet. Okay, the underlying infrastructure, the router, the switches speak to each other. Okay, the mobile network, the 4G, 5G, the data, the speed that we get in our home, in our office, is through the underlying infrastructure that is built through router and switches. So this is how the router and switches speak to each other. So there is a network which has been built. So due to that, we are able to do any kind of things like related to internet, even IoT. Okay. IoT devices. Fridge are connected to internet. AC are connected to internet, so you can control the device from your phone. So over the internet you can control the device. All the packets that are generated from your device go through the infrastructure that is built through a router and switches. So this is what the networking is.
Pretty really interesting. And since my this whole series is about interviews, as I have already spoken to you. So how was your interview with Juniper, and can you share some insights? How did you go through the process, and if somebody has to apply, for maybe your post, and can you just put some light on it for a fresher point of view and for experienced guy as well?
Okay, so my interview on Juniper was an experience interview. Okay. So for experience interview position, so we expect a candidate should aware of end to end. Okay, so end to end in the sense the full end to end network knowledge. Okay, that involves protocol knowledges. Okay, we have very basic fundamental protocols knowledge about that. Traffic engineering, then it comes to router and switches architecture. Okay, the design, how the network design is made from the ISP perspective, data center perspective, or the cloud. Okay, so these all things are needed. So for a fresher, if you say, we expect at least fundamentals of networking should be clear.
Okay.
And willing to learn.
Okay, that's very important actually. But what kind of questions were asked? Were they like too tricky for you, and was there any point during the interview when you felt ab na ho payega, like that?
See, I would say that networking, when you see networking as a broader view, right, it has several domains. Okay, I guess this series is very much is made for the freshers, and this series will help the freshers to choose whether they want to carry on with the networking as their career. So I would say that networking has several domains, and networking is very if you see, networking is very broad. Okay, because networking has evolved from 80s.
Okay.
Okay, and from 80s to till now, lot of development has happened into networking. So if I categorize networking into domains, so I will categorize the first domain as a service provider. Okay, then the second category is enterprises. Okay, third category is data center,
Okay.
and the fourth category is cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, out of this major domain, service provider and enterprise are the oldest
Okay.
and the least developing. I would say developments are happening because service provider and enterprises are been developed long back, so that not much developments are happening into this area, but these are the core. This provide the core of the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
They can never be aged out. Okay, that is the basic thing they provide in the entire internet, in the entire internet. So the new area, that is data center or cloud,
Mm-hmm.
are now being developed more rapidly, and you will see more development in these areas. So as a fresher, when they join as a networking company, they either they get a option to choose their career path in the networking on which they are interested. Either they can choose service provider or enterprise, then or data center or cloud. But I would say that as more developments are happening into data center and cloud, right? If a fresher learns data center and cloud, and they will get more scope in writing their patents, getting into they will get into know the new technologies which are
Okay.
coming.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, service provider and enterprise stands are the evergreen. They will never age out, but the developments are happening less.
Okay. So since you were now talking about technology, so I guess it's not just one tool or system that you work on. There must be some upgradation every now and then. So how do you keep yourself updated?
Well, I keep myself updated by reading into IETF forums, that
Okay.
is Internet Engineering Task Force. I follow the forums over there, and in LinkedIn I follow the top tier company networking companies.
Okay.
The leaders like Cisco, we have Juniper, we have Arista. These are the leaders in networking. So I follow the blogs. I come to know about the latest happening, the technology. I follow the customers of my company, Facebook, Google. The recent post regarding the deployment that is happening in the network.
And are there any YouTube platforms that you follow which you think is really good in your learning, so it can help others as well?
As I said, for the top leaders like Juniper and Cisco, they have their YouTube channels. I follow there.
Okay.
They have tutorials regarding the configurations and the technology, and we have CPT nuggets.
So it's an open
Yes.
thing for everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, this is very interesting, and like it's a pretty good thing that everything is open for everybody, and you can even just type Juniper YouTube page and get all the information from there as well. And there are many platforms, as he told, and I hope that would be very helpful for you as well. So with your experience, what do you think that what will be your next learning? What tool is like a fire in the market you want to learn, and with that you think an experience, as an experienced guy, it will be, it will give you more weightage?
So when I started my career, I have started with the service provider, working as service provider domain,
Okay.
and I have worked in service provider enterprises. Okay, and recently I have started working into data center and cloud. I was looking into the market demand and job opportunities, right, in near future. I see there is a potential of growth in this area, data center and cloud. Okay, so this is what is the current hot topic which is running in networking. Learn about data center and cloud.
So I really hope this is going to be really useful for you with coming this out of this experience guy. So it should really help. So what is your career path? What next? What do you think, like, after this amazing journey? You must have some line of action, right? So what next?
So the next, what I'm planning is to be a network architect.
Okay.
So yeah.
Again, it networking and architect, very complicated.
Okay, well, let me tell you about the journey that I did. When I first started working, I joined as a functional test engineer. So at the time, I first learned as a fresher what are the protocols, about the basic protocol knowledge, then the architecture of router and switches. So that is limited to only a single system. Okay. Then when I moved to my next job, right, I was a system test engineer. So system test engineer is just like a group of routers, how they have been scaled and how the network will look like. So it was just like R&D, and in R&D we don't have much realistic network, and those are like basic research and development purpose.
Okay.
So currently the job role that I work with the customers. I understand the network, how the customer network has been built, and giving a solution to the customer how they should be building their network so that it will meet the future demands, looking into the demands of customer and the bandwidth we suggest to the customer. So I get an idea how a network has been built, and it works end to end. So the next, what I'm planning is being a network architect, so that I can design an entire network of my own. Yeah.
And that's pretty interesting, and something really you should actually I've been asking in all my series, and I have come to this conclusion by myself that if you really do something of your own passion, it really gives you peace and happiness. As I can see this guy talking about network and smiling, so that's really, is really good. So Sujit, you talked about what exactly networking is and what are the related domains. Okay, so now me and the viewers would like to know that each domain, what are the type of jobs that one can get?
So there are several types of job roles you can find in networking. So if a person choose development, okay, so in development, in R&D, so he or she has to be very good in coding, first thing, and most of the coding is done in C. Okay. The second thing, he or she has to be very good in knowledge about operating system.
Okay.
Very good in knowledge about microprocessor, microcontroller, multiplexer, demultiplexer. So those are taken into account where you choose your path in development. Okay. When you write code, when you develop a protocol or you develop a feature, a feature of a protocol, this is how you write the code, and this is how is the development path. Okay. The second path is testing. Okay. In testing, you have to be very good knowing about the architecture of the protocol, what is protocol, and how the protocol is designed, the bits and bytes of the protocol, the header of the protocols. Okay. The flag bits, everything about protocol, because in networking, if you choose QA or testing as your career, that is not black box testing, that is grey box testing, where you don't have to know about the code, but you have to know about the protocol, the knowledge about the protocol, how it works. So this is how for testing. The second one comes as a consultant job, which takes an experience for a people whom we choose, or for a company, for a consultant role, they choose experienced guy. Okay. for that you need knowledge about end to end and experience at least 5 years experience in about networks, how end to end network works, knowledge about service provider, how the network looks like, so that they can propose solution to other service provider. That experience is much more needed. The third one, not third one, and the fourth one is a much more responsibility role, such as network architect. Okay, so the network architect of a company includes end-to-end design of a network from the scratch. Okay, so this is how a person can build his experience and expertise in these areas.
I don't think anybody can explain it in much detailed and in a very profound way. It's very explanatory whatever you told, and I'm sure it's going to be really useful for everybody.
Sure.
But then I would like to ask one thing, that you spoke about C and there are many other things. Okay, so how do one prepare for these things? I mean, on what ground? When suppose I'm a pass out, okay, and as a fresher now I have to start, I'm like stuck and pissed off, and I don't know how to start, what to start, and how to prepare. This is where I think everybody, even you might have come across such situation, and me as an architect also, I have come across such situations in my life. As a fresher, we don't get that proper push,
Right.
So how do you suggest one can go ahead with that?
So the good thing is that the prerequisite for getting into the networking domain is not out of the box. Everything
Okay.
is taught in the college. Okay.
Oh,
Right. So for the C, that is already covered in, I guess, first or second year. Okay. The second thing is computer networks. That is also covered in engineering. Okay. And if a fresher is really interested in networking, he or she can start exploring in understanding the courses of Juniper, Cisco, the associate level, CCNA, JNCIA. Okay, so that will help them to understand the basic of the networking, and this is what we expect a fresher when we go for a campus interview, right? We ask them coding, we ask them regarding computer network infrastructure. That is already covered in I guess third year or fourth year.
Okay.
We really get impressed by a candidate if she or he has done any of the certification like CCNA, JNCIA, which are the industry leader certification that is available now in the market.
Okay. So with these certifications, is it necessary to do it during your college times, or you can do it like any time in your life?
Any time in your life you can choose, but if you do this in your fourth year, right, you are ahead of other candidates.
Okay.
Right.
So guys, please note it down, please do it, and whatever he has told, and it will give you an additional weightage in your interviews, and your chances of getting selected for the interview will be much more than the other candidates, right?
And one more thing also I want to cover, as I said, for a domain like service provider, if a candidate is choosing a service provider, enterprise, data center, then it makes sense to choose an industry leader certification like Juniper and Cisco. And when you come to the cloud, then it makes more sense to cover industry leader. They are Microsoft Azure and AWS.
Okay, I mean,
Right. He or she should explore.
I mean, this is really very elaborated, and in my lifetime I have never ever heard that whatever you I mean, this is even kind of a dream, that whatever you learn in your college helps you in your practical life.
Right.
It never happens out of the blue. I mean, it is good, right? Please guys, go for networking. This is very easy and best way you can do it yourself. So Sujit, out of so many domains, why networking?
Well, it started in my college days. In our hostel, we didn't had LAN and wireless LAN infrastructure.
Okay.
And I'm talking the time 2007. Okay.
Okay.
So all of my friends wanted to play multiplayer game.
Mhm.
Okay. So at the time, Counter Strike was a hit, and
Okay.
we want to play multiplayer game. At the time, I thought, let's do one thing. Let we connect all my friends' laptop in a common LAN so that we can play. And in my first year itself, I started experimenting and start learning what is networking, how do I connect, what is IP, what is subnet mask. And good thing is that I connected all my friends' laptop in a common LAN,
Okay.
right? And we were able to play multiplayer game. This is what made me interested to learn more. What is a network, how it works,
Okay.
what is a router, what is a switch, what is the basic of a router and switch, what is the architecture of a router and switch. So this is why I have chosen networking as my domain.
So guys, with this point at least we came to know two things. First, his age. So now you can take out 2007 when he did it, and now it's 2020. Secondly, he is a genius. Thank you for this.
Thank you, Janvi.
With this, I conclude my video here. But yes, my last question, that is my mandatory question. Do you have a hobby?
Yes, I have hobbies. Photography, playing table tennis, and I'm a car enthusiast.
Okay. One thing that he's not telling here, he plays guitar as well.
Yeah, that's a part-time hobby.
Okay, that is a part-time hobby, but he really plays well. So, my next most mandatory question when I ask about your career is, do you really think that these hobbies or having a single hobby itself helps you in your professional growth?
Yes, I do believe hobbies reduce your stress level,
Okay.
keeps you happy, and makes your work-life balance.
Okay. As we can see, saying this, coming this from this happy guy, I have been always telling this in my every video that in these tough times around you, you should have one hobby. If you don't have it till date, find one and stick to one and follow it. Follow it as your passion and core. It really makes you happy. So guys, with this I end my video here, and I hope this is informative and useful for you. The content of this video should help you to reach where he has reached so far. And I'm really thankful to Sujit. Thank you for this content and your time and such valuable information, and I hope it really helps. And I'm actually grateful to this guy who is really helping me and every one of you who is going to take out something from this video. So thank you, Sujit, for this.
Thank you, Chandni, and I am really happy that you are making this video during this difficult time where people are losing their job, and we have talented people out there who wanted some career advice, and I'm really happy that you are making this video for the freshers.
Thank you.
And guys, if you like this content, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. And I know Chandni is doing a really awesome job.
So guys, have a nice day. Thank you.